first off, it was, for us, a lot of tough lessons inside a very tough atmosphere against a very good team. So we've got to go home and make corrections. I covered some of the corrections we've got to make in the locker room after the game. This epitomizes the game of runs. We hadn't been on many this year where we were on the bottom end of a run like we were. We got to a point where we were scoring pretty frequently. We were getting great looks, and all of a sudden some of those looks went away because their confidence went up because our defense was not as good. And our recipe for winning didn't come out inside of the game. We were down on the free throw attempts. We had more turnovers. We didn't score nearly as many points off turnovers as they did. It was a very physical game. At times we were very physical with it. Other times we weren't as physical. But not getting to the foul line is a big problem for us. Not getting enough drives to the hoop. Cody saw what this game is like in the sense of this league when you go against some of the physical five men that are in the league like this, and he'll make adjustments. He made some in the second half. We made some, but it just didn't turn out to be a great game for him. But he is a quick learner, so I have no doubt that he will continue to get better. I'm proud of a lot of our efforts. I'm proud of Erdell Jones, who I knew he thought he was going to play, but I wasn't certain till today. I'm proud of his efforts. We miss Will Sheehy. We miss his athleticism. We miss his speed. We did not have, outside of some things Matt Roth did, and I thought Tommy Pritchard did some good things. We did not play as well off the bench tonight. We've got to get better there. But again, it's just an absolute learning process. This league is, this time of year is. Our guys have been learning all year long inside of the games, and I have no reason to believe they won't continue to learn, and we'll make the corrections. We'll get better.
Coach, you just mentioned how tough it was for Cody today. I mean, just kind of elaborate a little bit. What all did they do, I guess, just to take him out of the game?
Well, no, they were very physical. He's not used to dealing with people that have that kind of size, you know, the physical strength and weight, you know, that they have at Michigan State. They're a very physical team, and there's things he can do to continue to get better with that, and they did a good job at three-quartering inside of the post. We didn't do as good a job creating angles to get the ball into the post. He might not have held his seal as long as he could have in certain areas. And again, I'd like to see him even be more aggressive when he gets the ball, and I think that he will. But I thought he did a lot of good things. He commanded a lot of attention from them. There's no question about that. And that opened it up for some other people. And that's part of having a really good big player as well. You know, one that not only scores, but one that I don't know where he fit in on the scouting report, but I'm pretty sure he was on the first page. And I think when you have that, sometimes it opens things up for other people. But he'll learn from it.
Tom, their 20-0 run. What did you think about the shots you were getting within that run, and then also what they were doing defensively to maybe take some things away?
Well, they weren't as good as the shots. What we had a 25-2 run, right? So they weren't as good as the shots we had in that run. But some of us, we weren't getting as much penetration, and we weren't creating. They stayed tight to us a little bit, and there's some technique things that we could have done better. We tried to get corrected in the game. It just wasn't meant to be. I'll have to watch the film to really assess it better. But we got a little jumpy at the shot clock. We subbed, and we had a couple guys that weren't as assertive as they needed to be when they were in the game. And at this level, it's a great lesson. Again, I think they learned it in the Kentucky game. I think they learned it for most of the Butler game. I definitely know they learned it in the NC State game, and you just keep on learning. I mean, it's truly possession by possession when you get into games like this. And we had too many empty possessions. I wasn't as concerned about the shots as someone we didn't get a good shot at all because we didn't screen or we broke a play because a guy. It was a very good atmosphere, very tough atmosphere, and I fully expect that for 9 games, and certainly when Michigan State comes back to Bloomington, Indiana, our fans will provide the same tough atmosphere for them that we felt tonight. It was good. My hat's off to them, but my hat's usually off to our crowd too. So I'll be looking forward to that.
Tom, the Michigan State team, as you know, is a very young team. Were you at all surprised at how they played, how they finished, and everything they were doing?
No, I really don't assess them. I watch them like I watch anybody else. So I don't have a great understanding of what their thought process and things like that. They did some good things, but we made some defensive mistakes. So we have a lot of youth in our team too. So there's experience and there's youth, and the combination of two really comes down to how your leadership is and how your older guys lead your younger guys. And I would, and not knowing him, but I would assume that Draymond Green does a great job of that. And the guy that plays like he's a serious veteran is Keith Appling. He played like that tonight. He's been doing that. I think he's a product of getting all those opportunities and minutes and starts last year. He played like an elite level guard.
Coach, when Cody commands that much attention down low, how important is it for guys like Jordy and other outside shooters to hit those shots? I know they struggled a bit.
Well, it is, but I mean, again, you've got to keep getting separation from your man, and that's screening, and you get free based on ball reversal, screening, moving, cutting. There's a lot of different ways, but at the same time, you just got to, in this league, especially with the way that people steer the ball handler in this league, and that was something that we just got to get used to. I mean, our guys, they haven't seen that, at all, where the people just absolutely have that form, and they're just forcing you to go where they want you to go. So we got to get used to it. I mean, it's not a complaint. It's just we just got to get used to it. So there's times you just got to drop your shoulder, screen. I mean, you got to set a screen that stuns them a little bit. And there were times where our screens were really good. There were times where our screens were a little passive. So we've got to create penetration, and we're not a team that's built on. Vic's got explosiveness certainly, and Will's got some of it, but we're not a team that's just built on strength with that ball, getting in the lane, command, and all that attention kick out. So we got to be unique in how we get it different places.
Tom, you don't get to pick your schedule in the Big Ten, obviously, but what's the single biggest thing you'd like to see from your team between now and the Ohio State game?
Oh, I think communication defensively, and continue to believe that they can be pretty good when they're doing the right things, and I'd like them to the communication is the biggest thing. The reminders amongst one another, the calling out screens, the changing of defenses, all those different things, reminding each other where places guys have to be, and what you learned tonight, and Earl alluded to this. Well, they have a young team. We have a young team. You can prepare all you want. You can prepare for 2-3 days. You can prepare for all these different plays, but when the bullets are flying in those games, you've got to be ready at the drop of a hat, and that's where the reminders and the communication amongst your teammates come in. And Michigan State ran a couple plays that I thought our guys could cover in their sleep. But you know what? I mean, when you're in there and one or two guys break down and the communication is not right, then it looks like you haven't covered it at all. And I think that's the biggest thing for our team to learn, is that defense is an absolute constant when it comes to communication, when it comes to positioning, and when it comes to hand placement, where your hands are. Thanks.